Hi, everyone. My name is Akila Riley-Richardson. Welcome to Relational Wisdom. In my last video, I spoke a bit about ambiguous loss, and I'm leaning heavily here on the work of Pauline Boss and her work on ambiguous loss. So, when dealing with ambiguous loss, Pauline Boss gives us different suggestions on how to work this through. One of the first things she says is that we can begin to embrace something called dialectical thinking. Yeah. There are no absolutes, as I mentioned before, when it comes to ambiguous loss because nothing is finite. So we'd have to embrace two sets of realities. Somebody is physically present, but psychologically present, and make peace with being with that dialectical situation. Another piece we'd have to work on is tempering or managing mastery. I know for me, I sometimes love to be in control, but when I'm dealing with something that, feels like ambiguous loss, and I actually do have experience of ambiguous loss, I've learned that I had to reduce my big need for control, reduce my need for mastery, and just be comfortable with what I do have control over and not engage in self-blame. Additionally, when managing ambiguous loss, we may need to be more flexible with our own identity, with our own definitions of what it means to be who we are, what it means to be family, what it means to have various roles in the family. Let me explain. For persons who may have had a family member who's missing, they may begin to feel so much frustration and pain when they think about this person who is no longer here in the family, but yet still they cannot definitely say that this person is gone. Under those painful circumstances, they would have to have a more flexible definition of what it means to have family and what the family means in that circumstance. Additionally, you'd need to normalize ambivalence. You'd need to normalize having good days and bad days, normalize being in the trauma. One of the things that we say in the work of ambiguous loss is that there's no post traumatic stress. You're always living in that because of the incompletion of the experience. And so we have to normalize and be with that ambivalence, be with the good days and the bad days with compassion. And then, very slowly, if you feel comfortable to do so, you can recreate the meaning of life for you. Yeah, it's okay for you to discover hope and decide what will life look like for you. How do you want to reconstruct the meaning of so many things and create your own imagination and way for moving forward? So these are just a few strategies for working through ambiguous loss. Thank you so much for being with me in this discussion of grief and how grief manifests, how we experience grief, and how we look at both primary, secondary, and ambiguous loss. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.